Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your August forecast. Great to see everyone again, and just a gentle reminder, you can always use this for your sun sign, your rising, and also for your moon. And this is a very interesting month, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to shape up when we look at all the cards. We have a couple of very big celestial events, Mercury retrograde and also an eclipse, especially across North America. And really, when I see these big things happen, I kind of get excited because they're agents of change and they're opening up opportunities and windows. So I'm encouraging every sign this month to take a look at the everything like one day at a time. Not to focus so much on there's a retrograde, or oh my god, there's an eclipse. Why not think about what can I do with this new rush of energy and all of this shifting and changing energy to affect positive change in my life? So let's just embrace the change and see what you can do with the month, and that's going to make it a lot more palatable. And it also is just a better way to live, a place of neutrality and taking things one day at a time, one thing at a time. Your channeled information this month is reparation, fancy word for fixing things. And so when I got this channeled information rather, what I was thinking about was how it's easy for a house to become cluttered. Have you ever noticed, if you're really, or an office or a desk or whatever, have you ever noticed that you just sort of one day look and think, what happened? And it's really about a culmination or an aggregate of many, many small decisions that led to it. It's, being too tired to move the morning paper, and then you have this book over there, and then, oh my gosh, you threw on some of the bills here, and at the end of the week, all of a sudden it looks like an avalanche of papers on your desk. So what this month is about is picking one thing off at a time. We talked about one thing at a time. It took a while for things to fall apart. It takes a while to put them back together. Reparation is about taking those small repairs and the small steps towards making it better. And if you've ever cleaned a desk, your house, a car, or whatever, it has to start with the first sort of, first wipe of soap and first spray of 409 or whatever. And bit by bit, you start to notice that, there's the car that I recognize, or there's the desk that I remember. And so don't think so much about the hill that's ahead of you. Think about, well, I'm just going to move this today, this tomorrow. And as long as you're starting to repair, starting to fix, then you can actually bring everything back into the shape, the form, and hopefully the thing that you remember. Now, that being said, there are things such as your body, and some forms of relationships too, like you're not going to always be able to get it back to a perfect state, but it's about making the effort and it's about moving in the right direction. I hope that resonates and makes sense. Let's now take a look at the cards and see what additional messages are coming through for this month of August. For those of you that are brand new, I just want to say welcome and give you a quick heads up on how I organize the reading. I start with channeled information, and then I progress to look at the Celtic cross, and this really shows me the overall energy of the month. After that, I expand the forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and also destiny. I'm going to throw in a couple of additional cards this month, and we'll see where that leads. This is a very interesting deck in that I got two lovers card. It's not an accident. The two cards are here for a reason, and we're going to talk about that in a second. What I'd like to do now is first take a look at the catalyst for the month, and then we'll talk about this very interesting spread that's coming through for you. All right, your catalyst this month is indecision. So this is about you needing to really be clear on what it is you're looking for, what it is you want, and others are waiting for your cue. The sooner you know, the quicker the universe can deliver, and also the easier it is for people in your life to give you what you're looking for. I know it's easy, it's easy on paper, it's more difficult to manifest it, but what you really want to focus on is being truthful with yourself. Because a lot of times it's not so much indecision, it's fear of admitting to a desire, a hope, or a knowledge that we have, and then not acting on what we know we need to do. So I'm kind of releasing you of that right now. If you know you need to shift something or feel you need to shift something in your life, just move now. Take that first step, just like we were talking about with reparation. It's better to start than to wait until it falls completely apart. All right. Your center card is the Five of Wands. I really love this illustration because what it's speaking to is the hands-on energy that's going to be required of you this month. So whenever the Five of Wands comes through, it's both like, it's a mixed bag. It's frustrating because we don't always see the immediate return on the effort. But what's cool about this is if you could embrace the idea that you're going to get a chance to affect things by hands-on energy this month. So we were talking about like cleaning things up. There's a sense of joy, clarity, and detoxing that happens when you go through the house, you give things to charity, you clean things off, you open up the windows. The same thing is going to happen in your life as you work towards a goal, as you detoxify your own life or your own relationships, and as you make room for new things. I want you to feel, with each step forward, inspired, rather than feeling, why am I not there yet? It's easy to do that, but it's so much more productive to sort of keep, it might help if you keep a checklist so you can see your progress. So even though, it's going to take maybe 30, 45 days or something to get where you want, if you track it so that you know that you're getting closer financially, or getting closer mentally or physically or whatever it is to your goal, then it's going to be much easier to make that work happen. Then I'm looking at the Seven of Wands here, and the interesting thing with this one is what I'm really getting is competition, and I don't always get that with a traditional illustration. So you have what it takes to move ahead. There may be some challenges or some people in your life that want to oppose you. What you want to do is stay focused. Again, it's really, you have to know what you want. That's why we have this indecision card. Stay focused on what it is that you need, you desire, and don't let other people pull you off the path. And there could be a friend in or a frenemy that's trying to distract you from doing what your soul wants to do. I would say try to reject that or push that back. Be true to yourself and don't let someone else pull you away from that. Now let's get to the interesting thing here. First of all, we have the Moon card in the Deep Pass. The Moon is about fears, especially when it's reversed, and it's about not necessarily talking about something that you want to bring up. Now we have two Lovers cards in this deck, and I decided about a month ago to go ahead and include them both. There are other decks like the Thoth deck that have multiple Magician cards, and as a tarot reader you can choose to include them. I chose to because it shows me shades of meaning depending on which one I see. This Lovers card is much more about friendship. This one is more about physical connection. So when we're looking at the recent past, what's affecting you at the beginning of the month, we do see some friendships possibly falling away or a relationship falling away. And the reason that there's difficulty in here is not because of the chemistry. It feels like the chemistry is okay. It feels like the trust, the heart-to-heart, that feeling that I know who you are, this has somehow fallen by the wayside. And when we're talking about reparation this month, I feel like for many of you, when it comes to connecting on a chemistry level, you don't need that. But when it comes to connecting heart to heart, face to face, it's interesting that this person's even turning their face in this card. So what I want you to do this month is, if it's friendships, go back to a place of honesty and speaking from the heart. If it's a love relationship, step aside from the physical or the chemistry for a moment and really get to know your partner again, heart to heart, face to face, and talking about the hopes and fears that you have. The World card here is reversed, and notice that this World card actually has a heart behind it. So there can be a very big shift in friendships and relationships that you're going to experience this month. What I also see with this for some people is a third party. That's why I have two Lovers cards. That's why I have competition here. That's why the World card is reversed. So if there is competition, I'm of the mind that if you're meant to be together, that it shouldn't be something that you have to prove. It shouldn't be difficult competition. You should sort of just you should gravitate towards each other. I like to think of in astronomy, not astrology, but in astronomy, there are a lot of binary stars. We're one of the few solar systems that just has like a single star, but think of like Star Wars, Tatooine. There was the binary stars. So in relationships, the idea that two people can shine brightly, that's kind of what you want to embrace. It's not about one person eclipsing everything. what I see here in the environment card is the devil. And we've got this double lover card spread that we see, and then the devil. So the devil is about, if you notice this, it's about transposing or projecting yourself. This is I really like this devil card too, because there's nothing that's that scary. It's actually about needing to have boundaries. Some of you have lost the sense of who you are in relationships. Remember, this isn't just about love, it's about intimacy. That's what the Lovers is about. So if you've lost who you are because you've cared so much about someone else, could be a best friend, could be a father or mother, it's time for you to kind of like pull yourself apart from that person and redevelop your sense of yourself. Ground yourself, separate their fear and their issues from your own. It's not something that can happen overnight. That's why with the reparation card, it's going to take time. And now I got that old not Beatles song, but George Harrison song in my head. But it is going to take time. So give yourself more than just a week, a month, a day, but start to step towards independence. And I want you to separate your thoughts from that person. It's healthy to have limits. It's healthy to not be completely transposed over your partner. You're called partners, not sort of like, it's not about a symmetrical duplicate of yourself. So what I see as the desired action, or what you really need to focus on, we have the Four of Cups here. And the Four of Cups, it was reversed, but the Four of Cups is usually about missing an opportunity. This person's actually seizing it. I love this deck because it shows very different sort of interpretations of very standard cards. So what you want to do this month is take the energy that you've been putting into one or two relationships, or one relationship where there's a lot of different sides and you're losing yourself. I want you to start to put it back into your life, into your love, into your passions. And I want you to think about what it is that you want in the future. I love this Two of Wands because it's about carrying on a torch. For some of you, this could be about going back to maybe a tradition that your family had and you lost and you want to take that tradition, or creating something new. It's also about looking into the future and seeing that it's already happening. This isn't a dreaming card. A lot of times you see two wands and a person looking at the globe. It's already started. That's what I see. And for you, it's about not losing momentum. So I'll summarize again at the end, but there's two or three things here that I'm sensing. In your ego, we have this beautiful Ace of Pentacles, and it's symbolized here with fertility and growth. If you were to take your energy and focus it in work and in practical matters, and maybe in even looking for new relationships, friendships, and partnerships, your potential for growth is exponential this month. If you continue to put it into some of the existing relationships that are kind of pulling at you, I think that it could hold you back. So if someone's competing, let them have their moment. And, honestly, it's not that you want to give up, but you should be in a place where if it's a friend, if it's a partner, if it's a parent, you don't have to vie for attention. You are who you are, and basically your sense of calm, of not needing to prove something, should be inspirational and should actually be an attractive force. And if it isn't, it tells you a lot about that person, that they're looking maybe for the wrong things in your relationship. So that's something for you to kind of take apart and see how much applies to you. When we take it away from relationships, I just want to do one other thing. You're going to have a boon of creative energy and inspiration that happens this month. Some of it you may doubt, some of it you may be too busy to immediately put to work. But what you should really pay attention to your dreams and visions this month for is cues on fears and opportunities, because a lot of times our third eye or our higher self will kick in when there's either something really beautiful on the horizon or something that we need to be careful of. And for you, it might be a combination of the two this month, but I want you to program your intention before you go to sleep to open up both. In my weeklies, I have this thing called blessings and blocks. You could say, please, God and universe, open up blessings and blocks for me in my intuition, in my dreams. Help me understand what I need to embrace and what I need to release. And do it in a way that is loving and does not cause any fear or doubt. And then see what your dreams bring to you. Dreams are very potent. All of us have psychic potential. You wouldn't be tuning into this channel if you weren't already sort of highly sensitive or psychically inclined. And if you do this, it will help you hone and sharpen your intuition. For me, my sharpest energy comes a lot from dreams and meditation, so I really encourage you to do that. That's your homework this month. I'm giving everyone a little bit of work to do. So I want you to program your dreams. Before you do that, make sure you set some protection. Just ask for blessings of love and light. You can call in an archangel or an ascended master, and that will help ease the dreaming situation so that it's filled with resplendence rather than shadows. Okay, with that being said, why don't we now expand your forecast, and we're going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. All right, we'll start first with health. I see health as holistic, encompassing mind, body, and spirit. Your health card this month is about shape-shifting. I love this because this is a card of being able to slip into different situations. So one thing is with shape-shifting though, first I'm going to start with the block and then I'll do the blessing on this one. You want to make sure that if there's anything that might have gone misdiagnosed by a previous doctor, that you get a second opinion. This is definitely the month for second or third opinions. This is a tricky sort of god, and things can be disguised. So sometimes you feel like it's an ache and pain in your knee, but really it's like, you know, something wrong with you know, some other part of your body, and the knee is just a symptom of that. Maybe it's your ankle, maybe it's your hip. So instead of trying to play doctor on yourself, go to a physician or a specialist and have a full physical and have them look at it. There might be something that's masquerading as something innocuous, but it could be more serious, and vice versa. You might be panicking and they'll say, you know what, you just need to get more sleep, or you need a massage, or you need to go to a chiropractor. But just get it looked at, because you might have something creep in that is not what you think it is, and it could be positive or negative. Just get information about it and let it go. The other thing with this is it's possible to make good strides, and this is what excited me when I saw shapeshifting, because I actually saw that as an improvement in your physical shape, if you'd like to. Really good month for setting goals with physical fitness, with mental fitness, and with meditation. Again, all three parts of those are going to feed into your overall health. So have a doctor take a look at, you know, whether it's your mouth, or you know, you need to go to a general practitioner to check out your body, or it's some other sort of specialist. Don't wait, okay? So let's take a look now at wealth and see what the cards have to say about opportunities with career, with school, and with money. So it's all about living from a place of being fair. I love Mott because this is the god that weighs your soul. And what you really want to be thinking of is, if it were me and if I had to judge this situation on my own, would I feel like this was fair? You basically want to treat others the way you would expect to be treated. And if there's a situation in your life, a work situation especially, or a situation with money that isn't fair, this also says you have to set it right. So this might be about pursuing legal action if necessary. But at its very basic, this is really about you looking at your life and making decisions based on morality, doing what's fair and right, and being balanced when it comes to your spending habits. The latter is especially true here, because you don't want to go to extremes whenever I see this card. Okay? Now let's take a look at your love and relationships card for this month. Love this month. It's so interesting because this came through on a few signs, but I want you to focus on putting into action, like put words on paper about what it is that you're looking for. And this is not just about what you're looking for in your physical relationships or in your personal relationships. Love is also passion. Passion is about what your higher self put you on this planet to do. And so what is it that you love in life? Do you love to read? Do you love to write? Do you love to teach? Do you love to heal? What I'd like for you to do is to create, this is homework assignment number 2. I'd like you to do a mission statement for your life for this year, for the rest of this year. We only have a little bit under half a year left, so it's not crazy. We don't need to wait for New Year's for stuff like this. Retrograde's a perfect time to set into action, especially with this eclipse, what it is you want to shift. So I want you to write about what brings joy and love in your life and how you're going to set that into motion, how you're going to bring more of it. So from a non-relationship perspective, you can say, I derive joy from, let's say you are someone who likes to heal other people. You can say, I derive joy from easing people's pain and bringing them a sense of health and well-being. I am going to take a class in Reiki 1 and 2 this month in order to help facilitate healing. I see myself as a healer. I'm moving towards that goal. Put that down. That's your statement to the universe. And you can also put a request. Help me find a path that is going to lead to the highest good for myself and others, something like that. Put that down on paper, repeat it, and then you can start to add to it, and you can start to declare what you are. I am a healer. I am going to help people shift their life and their health in a positive direction, and in so doing, I will also shift my own health and wealth as well. So the other thing is, if you're looking for a particular type of love in your life, this is more about relationships, whether you're with someone or you're calling in a partner, you want to be really specific. And so not about so much physical attributes. You can kind of just flash that out to the universe and say, this is my type. But what you're really looking for are the personal attributes, like someone who is available, someone who has an open heart, someone who doesn't hesitate to listen, to give a hand, and to really help somebody in need. Like, you want to put this list of things that you're looking for in love, and then also put that list against yourself and start to work on that. And by bringing yourself to that list, you're going to naturally attract the person that you want. All right, so now let's take a look at your destiny card. And I like to remind everyone that destiny is something that you can change. It's a marker and you're headed towards it, but the whole reason we have these readings is so that you're in control, you're in the driver's seat. Let's pull from the bottom on this. And we have the shadow here on the destiny card. And I really think what this has to do with is your very first channeled, not your channel, but your catalyst card. The sooner you can get through the indecision or whatever's holding you back from knowing what you want, the sooner you can let go of fear. This is just fear. And it's also indicative, of the devil card here. So what I would want you to do here is to be willing and ready to talk about things that are difficult. When we're looking, also we have the devil in your spread here. So I also want you to, if there's anybody in your life that's not treating you right, or you feel like there's something that needs to come to light, allow this to be the month where things shift. This is what needs to really happen over the course of this month. So don't delay and don't fear it, just face it. We're going to throw in one bonus card this month. This is to basically take a look at the energy of the eclipse and also the retrograde, and see how these two elements are going to bring opportunities for you. Even though I think the key thing for you is getting over the indecision and the fear. We have here not succumbing to politics and not feeling like you have to put on an extra show or an extra mask for other people in your life. Being true to yourself more than anything else. And with that, it's time to come to the summary part of the reading. And let's start with the channeled information, which was that whole thing that I was talking about, small repairs leading towards an ultimate reconstruction of maybe who you were before, or bringing a relationship back from shambles into a place where you can be civil, friendly, and possibly even recover the love and the trust. But one step at a time. The most important thing for you this month, I really do believe, is you have to decide what you want. No one else can tell you. I can't tell you. A doctor can't tell you. It's up to you. And so do some soul searching and some meditation this month and figure out what it is that brings you love and inspiration. We talked about that in the expanded forecast, and we'll get to that in a second. As I said earlier, this is a month to really be hands-on with changing things. The little stuff, getting in the weeds, this is what's going to affect the overall trajectory of your life. Try not to get involved with competition or petty arguments. Don't be afraid. In fact, embrace with full light and full information any shadows or any fear in your life. This is how you can overcome them. Looking at relationships, it's not about the physical, it's about trust, it's about love. Bring it up to the higher chakras when you want to resolve issues. Don't bring it to the lower chakras. Some of you may be moving on from relationships. There's also an opportunity, I neglected to say this earlier, for travel or for big shifts in location for you. If it feels good this month, honor that, and if it doesn't, ask for information or time if you need it. Try to put your energy from some of these relationships that could be taxing you into your own passions, and we talked again in the expanded forecast, and I'll touch on that again. It's about feeding your future, your life, and your dreams. If you do that, I see a lot of positive energy coming through for that. When we looked at health, remember that some small things could be masquerading as big and vice versa. You might be stressing out about nothing. Good month to go to the doctor. Also a great month to make changes in your body, your diet, your health. The Shapeshifter card shows that transmutation across the board is possible, so embrace it. When we're looking at wealth, you really want to be fair. You want to set things right if they're not being set right, and you don't want to go to extremes. It's about balance. For love, be very clear on what you want, and don't be afraid to write and send a note or send an intention to the universe. Your words and your not just spoken words, but written words are very powerful. You're creating a contract with yourself and your future. The most important thing, it's hard to see because you can't see anything on this card, it's about shedding light on the shadows. This is just another version of this card, which is saying people may be pushing their own truth onto you. What's important is that you actually take this torch that we see in the Two of Wands and turn it in on yourself too, and see what it is. Who are you? What if, are you happy with where you're at? Where do you want to go? And then create that truth. The whole reason that a lot of these cosmic events are happening this month are so that you can release the masks and see what's beneath. Once you see that, then anything is possible, and you'll truly know if your relationships and partnerships can be saved or if it's time to move on. I just want to say thank you so much for allowing for me to read for you today. You have a lot of choices, and I appreciate you taking the last half hour or so and spending it with me. And if you'd ever like a more personalized approach towards this, I do offer one-on-one readings. So feel free to take a look at the booking link at the end of the video and also in the description area to see rates and availability. Also, if you have any questions about your own spiritual growth, I do offer sort of a coaching option or meditation option, and we can look into that. Otherwise, please feel free to keep in touch. I have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter account, and that's a great way to understand and be informed of when new videos are posted, as well as my newsletter. And if you just prefer to subscribe to the channel, remember that there's two buttons, one that keeps you in touch on the homepage, and another one, that little bell that will send you emails. This is a viewer-supported channel, so if you found that this was helpful and you'd like to give a love donation, I would welcome that, but it's only if you feel moved. Finally, I like to end everything with gratitude. So this channel would not exist without you. I want to say thank you for the love, the support, the likes, the subscribes, the comments. It all really makes a difference and makes all of this energy that I put into it 100% worthwhile. So please keep it coming. And from my heart to yours, I hope that this month you're able to peel apart the onion skin and see what's beneath, because I really think it is about removing the masks and about basically rebuilding yourself, your own confidence, and your own vision of what it is you'd like. I forgot to mention this ego card. There's a great deal of growth that can happen this month, both internal with self-worth and also with finances. If the energy shifts from relationships to work, practical matters, and finances, the sky's the limit. Okay? I hope this was helpful. Much love. Take care, and I'll see you again in a week or a month, depending on which forecast you watch. Thank you so much.